the Rib. Welcome to the Slop. I have AJ here. I have Mr. Edward. Mr. Ed, how you doing?
How you doing? Pretty good.
All right, so we watched a movie called Phantasm, and we're gonna try to explain it to you. So
wait, it was Phantasm?
Phantasm, yes.
I thought it was Phangasm.
It's close.
I seriously thought, like, with a PH. No F.
There was still a gasm or two in the movie.
Yeah. Maybe.
That was the only laugh I had since we watched that horrible shit show.
I laughed the whole way through.
Okay, so what is the premise behind this Phantasm movie we just viewed?
There
Spectacle.
is a cross-dressing alien spirit that is seducing men of the town, murdering them, reviving them as dwarf corpses with his alien necromantic powers to work on a distant planet because...
Okay, let's try this again without spoilers.
Oh, fuck. Well, you said the plot. There's no basic plot. Okay.
I know. That's the hard part, right?
Okay. No spoilers.
Try no spoilers.
Okay. So no spoilers, huh? Okay. There is dark foreshadowing of a sinister type in a small town that we get no, like, idea where this town is. Don't really have any, like, attachment to the characters. Don't really care one way how this plot actually goes because they give you no exposition and they give you no, like, little breadcrumb trail to follow.
Honestly, yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Just kind of leave you in the winds there and
yeah.
figure it out, fucko.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, since I can't do any better than what you just did there, both of you.
Spoiler free.
Give it a good try.
No.
Give it a good try.
I don't think I can.
I'm pretty
A
professional.
love story between a gender fluid old man and, for whatever reason, this family of handsome young men in the 80s.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
No spoilers?
Yeah, no spoilers.
No rat
That's
men?
good.
I mean,
good.
like,
Orbs?
okay.
I didn't understand if he was trying to target this family or not, but he ended up targeting the family.
Yeah.
But
Just
when
the
it
hot
came
ones.
to the end, it
Well,
was
it
just
started
like...
with his parents, though. The
Right.
mom
It
and
was
dad.
Heavily implied, at least.
But
Yeah.
did it really matter who he targeted in the end? It was just kind of
No,
like...
because
I'm
it
just
looks
gonna-
like
Well,
he
hit ya.
took everybody that came through the funeral home.
Right.
I am going to say this, though. He started with the hot ones, at least.
Yeah.
He got the hunks, and then finally worked his way to the ugly brother, the balding brother, the failure brother.
That one wasn't a brother, though.
He was the most successful one.
That
He's
was
the
just a
only one
friend.
that showed that he had a job. He had an ice cream truck
And a power mullet.
and a
Yeah.
power mullet.
Yeah.
Power mullet was on
I mean,
point.
he can afford the braid, so
Yeah.
That's how you know he's got money.
we didn't see anyone working beyond that other than him. So I think he
Yeah.
was the most successful one. Probably the primary target, if you ask me.
His brother was
The
a
kid
pretty
just
good
got in the
musician.
way.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the kid got in the way because, you know, if he hadn't gotten in the way, he would have taken out the main character, whose name is, I think, Jody. Because
Jody.
they never
Jody.
say it.
Well, they never specified who Jody
Yeah.
was. It's just Jody.
Yeah.
It took
Yeah,
a
I really
while.
didn't really get any of the names of the characters. The name of the antagonist or the monster would be the Tall Man.
Yeah.
That's the only reference we got toward him, I think.
Yeah.
And
Or the Undertaker.
so, what were your favorite parts of the movie? Mine was the actual Tall Man. I really liked the villain, but he was very vague at the same time.
The whole collection of nebulous powers that he had, just
Mhm.
1 minute it's like, okay, you know, this might be a ghost, and out of nowhere it's like, okay, we've got flying death metal orbs and
Right.
a strange cult of Jawas that live in his basement. Like, not a very cohesive power set, but that's it's just,
Right.
just like Predator.
So, my favorite character out of all of it, if you can even call it a character, I mean, like, I guess you can call that little robot from Star Wars a character.
R2D2.
So,
I was gonna say young Anakin. Sorry.
But no, the one that's on the ball. But the spear
oh.
that like
Yeah,
just
BB-8.
gunned like people down with no like
Yeah.
The orb
Yeah.
sphere,
Yeah,
the
had no,
metallic
like,
flying orb. Who we didn't even know if it was
concern.
related to the Tall Man or not
Yeah.
because it just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
And randomly kills his henchman.
yeah.
His
Well,
supposed-
supposed henchman. That could have been somebody that was
It's like,
looking for.
hey,
like,
here's a
funeral
random
arrangements.
person that looks like a thick version of the Tall Man, but it's not the Tall Man. It's just probably his
See, I couldn't
older
see
brother
that when
or
I
sister.
saw that. Like, I was like, what? That's not the tall man.
But they couldn't be related because, spoiler alert, different bloods. One was made
Was
of
ketchup.
caterpillars. One was made of caterpillars and
And the
mustard.
other was mustard.
Yeah.
Other was
Which
a ketchup boy.
Brings up a good question. The orb had a drill in it and then a spigot like it was emptying out the blood.
Oh yeah.
So do they empty
I mean, where
the
else
ketchup?
was it gonna go? You know.
I mean, like, but do they empty out the ketchup and fill it up with mustard?
That's a good theory.
Yeah, you're right. He drained all the blood, so he
Make
could fill
it
it up
mustard
with
boy.
ketchup,
Put
whatever the
mustard in it.
alien juice / mustard was.
It's mustard. Honey Dijon.
Speaking of alien juice, we haven't addressed the love subplot. We haven't addressed the main draw.
The very first
of
scene in the
Phantasm.
movie. Yes.
Yeah, all the cover art, everything I've heard about it is about the trick of the so-called specter, and
Mhm.
happens once, and then from then on out, it's like, I'm a lady with a knife. This is gotcha. Yeah, not a very good disguise, not a very good trap necessarily.
Well,
And other people could
I meant more like, well.
is it though?
I mean, like, but other people could see him as his lady self.
Yeah.
Randomly interspersed through
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But like, it's like at that point, does he actually turn into a woman, or is he just like?
He goes in the
Mimicking.
bar full makeup. He's just like already prepared,
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
his
but
hair in the mirror.
it's-
Shaves his
Instantly-
legs.
Instantly just transforms
With
back to an old man though.
Yeah, like mid ride.
Wigs
Yeah.
off,
Mid ride. He's
He
just
untapes the
Like,
tuck,
still
surprised.
Yeah.
Well, he's got on different clothes completely. It's like, what were you trying with this? It's like, what were you doing? What was the thought process behind? He's a woman. He's a man.
What's
he's
the
a
thought
little bit in
process on
between.
any romance? What is love? How do you quantify what love is? I mean, for him, it may be finding a dude at the bar, riding him in a cemetery until you just stab him with, for some reason, a sacrificial dagger that doesn't really
Was it really a sacrificial dagger when it looked like just a switchblade?
look more like a stiletto to
It
me.
brings me to the middle / ending, the
Yeah.
climax. What was this guy actually
The
doing?
climax
Yeah,
was
the
right at the
climax.
beginning.
Okay.
You're
So
right.
spoilers. The alien ghost was taking corpses of hot young men in the 80s and reducing them to dwarf size so they could go to his home planet. And stop me if I'm wrong on this.
Now,
Putting them in barrels to transport them to his planet where there was a higher gravitational pull than Earth, so their small bodies could handle the pressure
and the heat.
And the
because
heat.
apparently there was heat.
to, for some reason, work for him, like some strange free
And-
workforce.
But once they get that out of the way, they're able to go back and forth no problem.
Yeah, because
And
they
if
still
it-
ended up
like I
being
kind of want to
there.
go back and just look at the image of the planet again
Uh-huh.
because it looked like gray Legos.
Great Legos just scattered on the
Yeah,
floor.
that's what it looked
We just
like.
really want to get off this planet because it really hurts our feet.
Yeah. I mean, they were running around like with just like basic Jawa clothes on.
Right.
I was
Pretty much.
expecting that to be a prequel, like it
Yeah.
explains Tatooine, a little bit of a
It
tie-in.
did come out the same year as
EU.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
yes.
That could
I
definitely be
mean,
part
like-
of the EU. George Lucas has done weirder shit. Like,
I
go
mean,
back
That's true.
Look at
I mean,
what
Jar
was
Jar
that
might have been one of those things.
Christmas special. Like, there's a lot. You
Valerian.
can't forget Life Day.
Like,
Was Valerian Lucas?
no.
Oh, you scared me.
Actually, I should cut that out. You don't want to bring that up.
Cut
That's gonna
that
start
out.
a whole fight.
Piss him. Hey, shit
wait to
post
see
in the
that.
comments for us. Let him have it, boys.
Ugh.
Got it.
All right.
These
so,
guys don't know what they're talking with. Hashtag no regret.
None of it really tied together well. None of
No.
the
Yeah.
none of the powers or the boogums or any of the motivation really made a whole lot of sense. Like,
Yeah, and
It still didn't at the end.
like
no.
okay,
A little bit, but
you go into the house and find ammo. I'm gonna go set up a Scooby-Doo trap at the old abandoned coal mine, and we literally blew this guy up like maybe 20 minutes ago. But him going down a mine shaft's gonna kill him.
yeah,
get
yeah.
him.
He
Yeah,
blew up in a
we
car
got him.
accident.
We're gonna drop some heavy shit on him,
Right.
and he's gonna get got.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it. But you go in the house and look for ammo. Well, I take the guns and go set up my Scooby-Doo shit.
Well, if anything, that's almost truer to a Scooby-Doo plot. The kid is both Shaggy and Scooby in the scenario. The broke ass Harrison Ford knockoff goes to Fred and set up the traps and everything. Scooby and Shaggy, jinkies their way to the trap. Boom, they catch old man MacGuffin. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
Except for they didn't in the end.
Well,
Brings us to the ending where the dreams He wakes up. He just
Yeah.
wakes up. Boom. We got.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
nothing.
So apparently he has Freddy Krueger powers too. You know, it's
He
it's
was
me,
just-
bitch.
So, okay.
Let's compile together for the viewers a good power set for this book. You know, you have the greats. You have Jason, Michael, Freddy. Let's show those broke ass horror icons what a real icon looks like. Okay. The
Tall
Riv-
guy.
So the tall man. Let's call him that for this.
Okay.
Power
tall
set.
man.
Let's go. List them off.
All right. Telekinesis.
What are we doing?
Telekinesis.
Oh, yeah.
Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Great legs.
Mustard.
Great legs.
Mustard.
Um,
Caterpillar fingers.
Yep.
It turns into
Oh,
thumbs,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't mention the boogums.
Necromancy.
Yep.
He raises the dead. That was a cool aspect.
He-
Whenever the scene where he, the kid's in bed again, obviously, and the arms, the dead people come up
Yeah.
and pull him down. That was a really cool scene.
You
I
just
like
meant-
that.
Look, this is a chasing a rabbit, but you just made me think. What if this was an allegory for wet dreams?
Explain.
You know, getting the kid in bed, you know, sexy ass old man strutting them legs, you know. Everyone that gets a nut gets got in the end. It's almost the kid is coming of age and like, you know.
I don't know.
You know. All right, power set.
Power set. Let's go back. to
Robo
power.
balls that run you through and drain
The
your
Alien
blood.
Robo Ball, which
Well, we
deserves
never
its own
confirmed that
spin-off.
those were
Yeah.
related. They were in the same place, but you never see the guy controlling them.
Well,
Unless they're like supposed to be like sentries or something like that.
I would
Well, he's
I would
not
say
one.
they're almost automated sentries to.
Like, I guess we're just gonna have to watch the sequels.
The guy was gainfully
Wow.
employed. Let me bring that up. This alien literally had a better business model than I'll probably ever have.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even if he's not doing this shady, you know, corpse turning into little dried up voodoo dwarves, that's a good business. He's got to
Yeah.
make a lot of money to fund his.
He's never gonna run out of business.
Yeah,
It's true.
he makes it more relatable in a way than most. You know,
I wonder if he has a
murderers.
sign that no cremations.
Maybe.
Well, there's some cremations in the
Or-
first
or-
in the first act, if you know what I mean.
So the gore, though, how did you feel about the gore?
It felt
In the
weak.
one scene or two scenes it was in.
It felt
The
weak.
one scene I thought it was strong because
Which scene?
the orb going to the man's face.
Really?
Well, that
And-
was the whole
well,
budget,
one
though.
was-
In
So
1979, gallons of
Yeah,
blood just
okay.
spewing out.
Okay.
It's just like keeps
Well,
going, and you're like,
yeah.
whoa, that's a lot of blood. Then it just keeps going even more. I'm like, okay, that's the best part of the movie.
Well, I
in
guess
my
you do
opinion.
get to see right away that people actually die in this movie because
Yeah.
straight away just knife stab.
It took a while for a second person to die.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
But that first one went real quick.
yeah, the first one was a quickie. He was done very fast.
Let's be real. I mean, no-
Poor Tommy.
yeah.
Was that his name?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Where they just have the
The
front
music-
porch jamboree with Ice Cream Man.
There were a lot of odd sections with music, but generally, whenever it was the tall man theme, it was
I feel
really
like
good.
if the movie had been good, it would have been on the levels of remembering
it.
Halloween music.
Yeah, it was close to that Halloween-esque than the 80s synth-esque music.
Yeah.
Other than that, it sounded like porno elevator music, pretty much.
Fitting, though.
Yeah.
Surprisingly fitting.
I mean, in 1979, what did they have to work with? And the final edit's going to have it at the end. Here's the score. Here's what you have to expect when you watch this movie.
It's a goof of a spook.
Yeah. Goof of the spook. Pretty much. That's pretty good classification of it.
Out of 10.
I mean, yeah.
What would you rate it? Since
I would
we're
give it a 1
out of
for the music.
1?
Out of 10.
Oh.
The movie was horrible.
That bad? Really?
Like-
It wasn't that bad. For
It
1979.
was bad in the sense that I had to sit through this and feel nothing for this movie.
Yeah, you don't have any like connections to the
You
characters.
have no connection to the
Yeah.
characters. You have no connection to the monster, the boogum, the alien, the ghost, whatever you want to identify as. Maybe that's the point of the movie is it doesn't want to be identified.
Yeah.
It's very ahead of its time. If
But
you
it
look
was
at it that way.
identified
Yeah.
4 more times afterward.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they actually started fixing the plot and stuff.
I
We'll have to
doubt
find
it.
out.
We've got to tie this fucking turd together, guys. Just stitch this corpse of a movie together. All right,
Listen,
just
if we
fucking
pump this out, they'll
Mars. Yeah, it's a
buy it.
Mars
I
ship.
mean, like, I'll probably watch the other ones, but only just
We have to watch them together.
I just want the old man to get hotter. That's
He
my
has
main
to.
gripe.
You can't
yeah.
just use the same woman, right?
No, like they can afford someone. Not trying to crap on this girl, but
She
come
had
on.
some nice qualities.
Yeah, but
I don't even know if that was her qualities. It was probably a body double.
probably.
it's actually the old man just
It was actually the old man.
It was the old man all along.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Please like and subscribe. Anything else? You have anything to plug? I don't know if you have social media or anything that people should care about.
I'll have to look it up later.
All right,
Yeah.
just whatever.
You shouldn't
Leave-
care about me.
Leave a comment if you like this movie or hate it. Let us know why.
Keep it sloppy.
And
Keep it
I was
sloppy.
gonna tell. Just crap on Ed Boy in the comments for us real quick.